Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. And I'm in Uluwatu in Bali, and we're actually going to be vacating because the the earthquake activity here is getting a little bit too crazy. We had earthquakes that we felt here last night, and things are kind of hotting up again. So looks like, I don't know where I'm going to be, but I think we're going to be moving. But anyway, on to today's topic, and hopefully we're not going to have a quake while it happens. So it's about releasing ourselves from narcissists and painful toxic patterns. And when we release ourselves from these patterns and people, it's no small feat. We may think that we're trying to free ourselves from a toxic other, but it's really so much deeper and more entwined than that. Many people in regard to narcissists say, I've never felt a love so deep and real than with this person. However, I can assure you that there are also people struggling to disconnect who never really felt a deep love for a narcissist, and in many ways didn't even like that person. And that is really interesting. So is this really about love, or is it far more complicated than that? Let's think about this. Why is it that we can struggle to leave and even stop thinking about a person who we know is no good for us? Why is it that we can struggle to leave and detox ourselves from a person that we may not have even loved or even really liked? And for all of us, feelings of deep, abiding love or not, why, even though we know this person doesn't have the same values as us, behaves in ways that we find distasteful and even disgusting, do we still struggle to get away and stay away from them? This has confused so many people who don't understand that simply physically leaving someone and logically knowing why we must leave is not nearly enough. What is really required is a soul and spiritual detox of the highest level, the releasing ourselves, not so much of them, but more the reasons why we are emotionally and psychically enmeshed with this person in the ways that really do defy all logic. I can assure you this, if leaving and stopping thinking about a person or thing and doing the things that hurt ourselves was simply a logical decision, it would be easy. You would make up your mind and that would be it. But it's not that simple, because your mind has very little to do with this. Rather, what is involved is your entire being. The people who we've shared our heart, body, personal space and bed with are ones that we get enmeshed with. And naturally this can happen with any impactful situation in person or situation in our life that we've combined energetic, emotional, physical and psychic energy with. This is the reason why I believe we enmesh with certain people, because we have a soul contract going on with them. And through relationship, this person is offering us the gift to confront, find and heal within us the disowned parts that are not our true self, our traumas, so that we can release them and evolve to the next highest version of ourselves. In some relationship cases, as a result of two people being willing to turn inwards and do the self-work, there can be evolution. In the case of narcissists who self-avoid and self-medicate with people and things outside of themselves to procure narcissistic supply, rather than be accountable and turn inwards to self-heal, these people are instead our grist to release and heal from. And in a nutshell, there are two ways to try to stop the toxic patterns in our life. We can see what has happened to us as unfortunate, even a waste of our time and life and a terrible mistake that we would rather have not experienced. And in this mindset, our best attempts to feel relief are usually by attempting to keep busy or self-medicating ourselves with people and situations that hopefully replace the pain. This is trying to just get through this. Or we choose to see what happened as a gift that pushed on our wounds and brought them up to the surface, forcing us to heal them and grow. When we do this, we seek to turn inwards to evolve ourselves beyond these painful past patterns and into trajectories that are far superior to the people and situations we wish to leave behind. This equals growing through the experience. The first version, without personal evolution, means that we're highly susceptible to our painful patterns re-emerging in other relationships. And the second way of dealing with toxic relationships and patterns means that we become seriously and authentically, emotionally extended and happy within our own process and skin, blissful even, as we start to experience incredible gratefulness for what we've been through. And naturally, this takes time. It takes self-dedication and the hero or heroine's journey of fully facing ourselves, but it works. That is the Thriver way. I want to share with you my process regarding breaking the pattern of toxic relationships in life. The first step always is to go within and start releasing and reprogramming painful and defunct beliefs that keep us enmeshed to people, thoughts, feelings, and situations that are not our truth. I use quantum freedom healing as my process because personally I haven't found anything as effective to target, load up wounds and replace them with source, which is my higher conscious self, which means that we can shift swiftly and effectively. And what this requires is to go beyond logic and go within, to find the beliefs and the traumas that are keeping us connected emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually to toxic people and patterns which are no longer appropriate and healthy in our life. And we can start this process by saying to ourselves on the deep inner seeking process, what is the trauma within me that's keeping me connected to this pattern or person? And this is where we start to discover childhood traumas, epigenetic, which are generational ones, and also past life traumas and their associated beliefs that keep us enmeshed and attached to toxic people and situations. And these can be beliefs such as, without a man or woman, I can't be whole. If I try to live alone, I'll die. If I leave, I'm dead. If you don't fight for me, I'm not worth loving. Or simply, I'm not worth loving. The people who love me hurt me. The people who love me leave me for someone else. And of course, we may have held within our energetic being many, many more of these painful, traumatic beliefs. And it isn't until we start releasing ourselves from the power of these traumas and beliefs, which are holding us in deep and painful survival programs and traumatic relationships, where these beliefs play out to the letter, that we can start to open up the space within us to feel different, free, and released. Then, as step 2, I believe it's very helpful to consider that in regard to a person or even thing, we could have made unconscious vows and contracts with this individual or situation, and they can be conscious even or unconscious in this lifetime or even previous ones, and they can be incredibly energetically binding. If we don't find and locate these within us, we could be stuck in a holding pattern of not moving on and or further repeating relationships or habits that are painful and unfulfilling. And these vows can go something like this: I'm promised to you for life no matter what. I will never leave or abandon you. And so many more. Or even, I vow never to be with somebody I truly love again because it's too painful, if we have a pattern of connecting to people who we never really feel it for. Make no mistakes. We may also have vows with substances and patterns as well as people. I used to have this vow with cigarettes. Without your comfort, I will never cope. You might be able to relate. Then the third clearing out step is to find and release the psychic ties with this person. Module 9 work in NARP is incredibly powerful for this. Module 2 really sets the foundation, and by the time we get to Module 9 we can really cut all ties. And of course there are other processes to tie, cut and cleanse ourselves of people and situations. What I believe is also hugely important with tie cutting is to locate the inner traumas, the wounds within us, which may be unconsciously hanging on to a psychic connection with this person, meaning we feel them and we even want to keep feeling them, despite our energy getting sucked out and plummeting every time we focus on them instead of our own healing and recovery. So how we can locate these traumas is by the inner seeking and using the process to signal your body to reveal the parts and traumas that are psychically connected to this person. And then you can load them up and clear them out every time you feel the pull or the urge to think about that person, or you feel their energy coming at you. And by doing so, you will free yourself and detox them out of your being very quickly. So I promise you that if you leave, break away and create strict no contact or modified contact if you know that you have to see or be in contact with this person, detach, fully turn inwards to claim your gift and evolution, namely the growth through the situation, and actualize these 3 steps, you will break free from the trauma and the painful pattern in record time. And you will literally evolve yourself of lifetimes of junk. And you can achieve this in a matter of weeks or months, freeing yourself into higher experiences. We're not supposed to just go through painful and toxic experiences. We're supposed to evolve and grow through them, because that's where our emancipation, liberation, and true joy lies. So if you'd like to learn more about how to powerfully disconnect and heal deep in your core for real from toxic relationships and patterns, you can sign up to my free 16-day recovery course, which includes an invitation to a healing workshop with me, a set of ebooks, and lots more. To access these, just click the link at the top right of this video. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified as soon as each new video is released. So until next time, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. And I will see you soon on the other side, away from Bali. Lots of love. Bye-bye.